Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Project Zomboid. Unfortunately, this might be the last episode. We were scratched, which doesn't mean, it's a 25% chance that you get infected, so flip a coin, did it come up tails or heads? If it came up heads, flip it again. If it came up heads again, then we're dead. But any other combination and we live. We might have gotten the unlucky draw here. I think this is actually Tortoise 2's first scratch. We've been very lucky. I mean, I have taken like quote-unquote slight damage before without getting a scratch or a bite. So we have been attacked and just gotten lucky. Unfortunately, this was not one of those cases. I was using a blunt weapon and we have guard of 2, which should prevent some of the damage, but I would say that our health is decreasing fast enough for me to be like very concerned that this is the end. I'm trying to make a bunch of soup right now just to hold things together. I don't have anything but potatoes left because I haven't been able to get any fish. Yeah, I mean, it's a hard time to run out and get fish when you're in the middle of dying, so that has been a problem. So what I'm doing right now is just trying to keep myself very well fed, and the good news is we should at least get first aid 2 out of this, which it's really not much of a silver lining if you think about the fact that I'm going to die. However, we're currently sick. We're anxious. Actually, this has gone up. Ooh. This has actually gone up from fevered to sick, so we might actually get out of this. Gonna unequip my vest since we're getting hot, and I want to just avoid everything I can. This is still cooking. Any kind of discomfort. We need to eat more. I've gone through like 40 bags of chips, just taking every precaution I can. Let's drink the rest of this pop. Minor pain, that's fine. Sick is not ideal. The unpleasant hot should go away now that our shirt's off. It does make you increase your thirst, which is not a bad thing. Maybe it's just a really hot day in June. I mean, it's the summer here where I am, and it's quite hot, over 100 degrees. So, yeah, that's a possibility. I think we're pulling out of it, to be honest. We're back to sick. It looks like. So when I got infected, yeah, our health is slowly climbing now. Let's not tempt fate, though. Let me pause. I just want to pause so I can make sure that. I don't know what the best way of dealing with these potatoes is. Obviously, I think the best way of preparing food once you begin your farming is diversity. So this is intentional, that when you make a not diverse soup, which actually this one's not bad. This one only has 2 potatoes. Okay, so I guess what I did on the other soup, because I wasn't concerned about unhappiness or being bored or whatever, I was just concerned about eating as much as possible, because only hunger affects your well-fed trait. None of the unhappiness, none of the boredom. So I put 6 potatoes, which, yeah, this is a massively potato soup. Yeah, so just so I can stay as well-fed as possible. But this next one seems fine. Let's try to add one more to it. And then what I wanted to do actually was open up these soups. So as soon as we eat this one, I'm going to go throw it on the. I think that should still be. Yeah, we're still not negative. I mean, we're still negative for boredom and happiness. We're not adding bad things. Whereas this other one you're going to see here actually is 25 boredom, 25 unhappiness. Now, I planned to just eat it anyway because we can compensate for those things by eating chocolate. Okay, so this one is burning just right on cue. It looks like I will need to go and then eat chocolate then. So, but we might have slipped by this one. Now, I was going to be so disappointed if we died. Not just because, you die and that's a bad thing, but we just got that sledgehammer, so there's so much we can do with this. That was in the last episode. I think we should not tempt fate, though. Although this has gone back to nauseous, I don't think this would happen if we were not going to survive. Yeah, actually, I want to just start eating this soup. I want to pour it into bowls, so let's go to here. We should have an option somewhere. I think it's even one of my favorites. Nope. To pour this soup into bowls. There it is. So let's get 4 bowls. And we're just going to start chomping this down. Now, I know it's not going to be... okay, so this cooking pot now, I should have the ability to... Yeah, make a pot of soup. Okay, good. So let's just craft this. I don't know what it's going to use, what soup it grabbed for us, but I don't really care. Okay, now let's go close this. I need to eat my bowls of soup. Yeah, so these are going to cause a little bit of unhappiness, but I'm going to compensate for that with pop. Okay, we're very well fed, and we're not unhappy quite yet. I think we were actually pretty happy because I was munching on some chocolate, drinking some pop. I have my orange soda ready to go, so we should be okay on unhappiness for a little bit. I can always take antidepressants as like an extreme measure. Let's see how our health is doing. Ah, okay, we're doing good. I kind of was hoping that we'd get our first aid to at least level 2. Although I don't know, this is one thing that's unknown to me, and if anybody actually knows this, it'd be really interesting. Is the percentage chance to die, is that just calculated immediately upon scratch, whether or not you're going to die, whether that was an infecting one or not? Or is it something that's calculated somewhere in the middle, like depending on how well you've bandaged up? I mean, it seems conceivable that if you do a really good job cleaning your wound or whatever, maybe you don't get sick. So, just food for thought. Speaking of food, let's check on our campfire here. Still good. Still doing good. Yeah, so now we have another pot of soup which we should throw in here, which is just going to increase the stats of it even more. Because the pot of soup we put, I don't remember which one this was. It doesn't say. Maybe it doesn't matter. So when you open a can of soup just with a can opener and try to eat it, that's fine. That's going to be helpful, but if you cook it, it's even better, as I'm sure you would guess. Okay, so let's continue our... Well, we're already still at fed, and I think, honest to goodness, okay, well, that one passed, that we're going to recover from this. Which means I might as well jump into what we should do this episode, which I guess is going to be take the sledgehammer and go raid the gun store. Seems like the sensible thing to do. Before I do that, let's just quickly get rid of all the things I don't need. I'm going to keep this orange soda with me because, well, as a safety measure, essentially. Okay, then what do we need? We can probably get rid of some of these things, like the battery. Needle. Oh, actually the needle doesn't belong here. Maybe it does. I can't remember if the needle is first aid or if it's a tool. Well, let's see here. We probably don't need those newspapers, so I was trying to read when all this happened. Yeah, I should actually explain what happened. I slept, and I think a helicopter came. At least it sounded like a helicopter. I might have been mistaken, and we just lured tons of zombies near us. There's tons over here. There's tons over here. The horde has re-entered my home zone, my safe zone. Now, I don't think this is something you can really avoid if you're downtown. I think if you want to be extra safe, you should go into the woods. And that's kind of like where we were planning on going. Nobody's really... there's no... Like, nobody's expressed a desire for me to do one thing or the other, which is nice, so I have the freedom to do anything. Although, I'm pretty open to... I don't know what's more fun. I don't know what's even more fun for me to do. So my plan currently, if I just do my own thing, I'm planning to stay in this house for a long time until my farming gets up to maybe level 5. Yeah, I think we are definitely recovering from this, which is great. Let me make sure I'm not going to burn the crap out of my soup. I am burning it, but that's okay. You have a little bit of time before things really go poor. That one's half done. We don't have any kind of hunger status, so... Does this actually quench thirst? No, just hunger, even though it's a drink. That doesn't make sense. I mean, soup for sure does quench thirst. Not completely, but at least a little bit. So I kind of disagree with that statistic increase, but that's fine. Okay, so I wanted to just drop stuff off. I'll put this pot of soup in here. In fact, we'll deal with it later. And I can bring these 2 bowls of soup. I don't have any more painkillers. Okay, well, let's make sure I have enough bandages to roll. We have 4. That's plenty. I'll probably drop off 2 of them. We are currently carrying 1, which I will disinfect as soon as we can as well, because it will come off dirty. But I stopped bleeding, and I had a little scratch when I have disinfected it many times with the alcoholic wipes, which actually I guess I used the last of in my last cleaning attempt. So I guess we just didn't quite make it to first aid, and I am still planning on doing that thing where I burn myself intentionally just to give myself more practice with first aid. I think that would be a good thing. It's another one of those things that, like I said, I don't know how it impacts your ability to stave off an infection, like a zombie infection, like a I'm going to be zombified infection. But I'd prefer to have it higher just in case it does help. I suspect it doesn't. That's what I suspect. But okay, so we see that the hunger went up from 30 to 39. So actually it didn't increase boredom or unhappiness. Well, it didn't decrease further our boredom and unhappiness. It actually just increased the amount of food. That's again not something which makes sense to me, but we'll drop that off and move along. We have 2 good soups waiting for us, so we shouldn't be at all stingy with our consumption of food here. I'm still taking the orange soda with us. That's good because this stuff can make us unhappy. Not bad though. I wish we could use like the processed cheese in the soup. It would melt, I think. I've done something similar when I make well, it's kind of like a chili. Just throw some cheese on top. Melts in nicely. Alright, that is all done. The one thing we're going to need, of course, if we want to go break down the gun store, is the sledgehammer. And I want to make sure I'm well equipped. We don't need a bottle of disinfectant, but I want to make sure I'm well equipped in terms of weapons because things don't always go well. Yeah, actually we could stand to deal with some more painkillers just in case. So I want to have everything in here just in case. Beta blockers, good. Painkillers, good. Antidepressants, well, let's just take these now because they're almost empty. Don't do that with your normal medicine. Don't just take it because it's close to being finished to get it out of the inventory, but that is exactly what I just did. Put the vitamins in here too. Those are good enough amount. This is my own shirt, so we'll leave it off. It's going to be cooling down though, so we can wear it. I think the temperature cools down around 6 o'clock, and we're at 1700, so let's see here. Don't need the nails or the newspaper. I think I'll just put all these away. I'll put the farming book away just for now. I'll read that off camera, and then I will be harvesting the rest of my crop. We have some nails here. Don't think we need that. We can get rid of the can opener as well. And the bottle of disinfectant, I already mentioned that and I forgot to put it away. That's fine. Okay, so we're in good shape. We have plenty of bandages, which we'll put there for now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep the bandages on my person. You want a quick reaction sometimes. You don't want to have to change things around or whatever. It's a waste of time. You even have to do that. So let's just eat this lollipop because I don't know why it's there. We don't need this paper clip. An extra hammer and an extra axe, which I'm going to move to my main inventory because we might need that. So, okay, do we have 2 beta blockers? Yeah, I guess we'll just take these beta blockers preemptively. Again, just to clear inventory space. Not like the best way of playing, but that's fine. And I think everything else is fine. Put this kitchen knife as a backup. We have a few more kitchen knives. So we have 2 more that are in perfect condition, so I shouldn't be afraid about using that. Okay, so we're in minor pain. We're a little bit anxious. That's just because we thought we were going to die. No surprise there. Bandage is still doing okay. Alright, let's just grab the sledgehammer and I think we're good to go. You don't want to use a sledgehammer as a weapon. It swings ever so slowly. And you know what? What do we have? 2 of these here? Let's just drink one. Put the bowl away. And on our way. Alright, very good. So let's see here. What are we using? We're using our hammer. That's okay. I'm not going to be complaining about that too much. It's not as good as the axe, but let's try to conserve the axe a little bit. Plus, in fact, the blunt weapons have better guard, which should mean a better defense against being attacked. So how I was actually bit is I was tangling myself up with a horde of about 10, I think. Which is obviously a big number. It's difficult to get consecutive hits, and I was just swinging like mad like this, just hoping that I'd be able to stem the tide that way. It didn't work. One of them scratched me. In fact, it was at a point where I didn't see even how it was possible for me to be scratched. But I wasn't paying attention. Like, I wasn't zoomed in closely. It's possible some guy was striking me from an angle my weapon wasn't hitting. That's usually how it goes. You push in the wrong direction or something like that. All this thirsty stuff making me thirsty myself. So this is Twiggy's. We are well acquainted already. And beyond Twiggy's, and we probably will have to deal with some of the zombie hordes in this area because using a sledgehammer to break open a wall is not quite business. I think we got that one. So it was kind of like this that I was dealing with the horde, except for basically the problem is using a hammer. The hammer is much too short range. Although we're getting, you know, 5 is an okay number with the hammer. That was very impressive. Our one-hit kills are really going up. We just have one body at the end here we didn't look at. Yeah. Nothing on these guys. And that's it. We cleared a group of 5 pretty quickly. Superhuman Tortoise 2. I really feared for his life. But now we have 0 modifiers. We have a dirty bandage, so let's remove that. Does that give us... It doesn't give us anything to remove a bandage. Do you have minor pain? Oh, we are still scratched. Okay, so let's put a new bandage back on. It didn't even allow me the option to... I have a bug flying around my place. It didn't even give me an option to disinfect, but I think that might be because we don't have any disinfected. Yeah. Okay, that was my mistake. Let's just drink half of this, and then I want to drink a quarter of this orange soda as well to start to compensate for the unhappiness. Alright, so here's the gun store. My experience with this is the metal stuff is pretty hard to destroy. Usually you're better off trying to go in through the back. The problem is you don't want to destroy an area where the guns are actually stored, so let's try to be very... Let's be smart about this. Okay. So it looks like right here is perfect. So not this square, let's try to come in right here. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want to come in at the second one. Yeah, I think this is the one we want to do. There it is. And we are now in. And that was perfect. We didn't destroy the billboard. We didn't destroy anything we didn't want to destroy. We're now going to equip the axe. I thought that perhaps actually the alarm would go off, but it didn't. Okay, here's the gun store owner, or at least the clerk working there at the time. And there's her key, so now we can actually get through the little front section, not that it matters. But if we can open that door, I'm assuming now. Okay, so what do we have here? Some magazines and newspapers. Let's just take everything. I don't plan on revisiting the gun store. But it was nice to get in here. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, for some reason it's not really letting me access this stuff. Kind of having problems here. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's just start taking everything. I don't even know where I'll put it, but you know, we'll build crates if we have to. Wow, fiberglass stock. I don't think I've ever even seen this. We'll take as much as we can hold. I'm expecting us not to be able to hold too much. You know what? That's what this extra soup is for. Let's drink the rest of this. Give ourselves a small bonus, and now let's drink another quarter of this just to offset. We'll eat some more chocolate when we get back too. Clean our bandage with our water bottle, which is completely okay with me. Okay, we didn't store that. Okay, I think we're gonna have to switch over to the hammer. No. Not put. Let's do this. What did it say? Oh, repair hammer. Okay. And now we want this second bag to equip the secondary. Let's throw the sledgehammer in the secondary because we don't need that. And so what? Oh, the secondary is on the top, not the bottom. Okay. Duly noted. We can just put a bunch of these things in there. I guess everything else is fine. And now we want to start putting all this stuff in our secondary bag as well. Okay, I'm not sure why you're not going. Oh, it's a 20 weight item. Yes, well, that does set the record straight. I could carry that on my person, but there's just really no point. We can fill our water bottle here, so essentially just clean our bandage from there. I'll take a drink as well. Although I think we're pretty satiated for our concerns with thirst. This is the good stuff. I'm going to not pay attention to the weight in there as much as I want to pay attention to the weight. Oh, wow. This is... Well, this is the mother lode for obvious reasons. U.S. Army comm ham radio. Also, not something we can afford to carry. I am really happy about this ammo. So the next episode, you can rest assured, is going to be an episode where we can try to take back the town, go on a huge shooting spree. I'm just going to investigate these different items. Like, I don't know what the fiberglass stock does. We really did not need that walkie-talkie. But that's okay. Everything more or less clear. There's really nothing to stop us from coming back to the gun store. It's a really safe place to hole up, as you can imagine. You know, what you could do is build a little wall here of your own with a door. Unfortunately, that's the only entrance and exit. So, bad news there. Okay, let's see what else they have. Oh yeah, we'll take all this stuff. Give us it all. Oh yeah. Surprised we haven't run out of space yet. So much ammo. Yep, we're getting very close. But we have room actually in both bags. It's just obviously the ham radio, we couldn't fit it. But that wasn't just because... Yeah, we were able to fit it in this other one. That wasn't because the bag was completely out of space. It was just because the thing weighed way too much. Okay, so let's try to get these. Probably not going to be able to take that shotgun. We'll start... Okay, so let's start carrying stuff on our person now. And maybe we'll just make 2 runs. I'm going to take the recoil pad and the sling. We're starting to get overburdened. That's okay, we'll make this run burdened. So I'll look up... Oh, okay, I'm not leaving without a hunting knife. One of the... Okay, the best knife in the game. Hands down. In fact, I want 2 of them. We have a lot of ammo right now. I'm not even sure where we're sitting with our ammo. So I'll probably have to run back and see what we've done so far. Yeah, I mean, whatever... I think we have picked up a lot of 223 ammo. We're only slightly overweight. What do we have? 6 308s. Ooh. Okay, I think those take a little bit longer to shoot and reload, but could still try that. Shotgun shells. X2 and X4 scope. Let's see if we can grab either of these. Yeah, I want both of those though, just to continue to test out these modifications. And we'll basically just be trying to equip the best weapon with all these mods. And it looks like we have some duplicate mod stuff, so that's going to be helpful as well. But we have almost cleaned out this entire gun store. And I have to say, we're not leaving almost anything behind. I really wish guns would not decay as fast as they do. Okay, one more hunting knife. Let's see if we can get that. Okay, I'll just take it myself. I really wish that guns wouldn't break as easily as they do. It seems, look at, if you clean a gun or whatever, you maintain it even slightly, it doesn't break after like 15 shots. And it's kind of absurd. It's just the way this game is working, but I understand it's a gameplay mechanic as well, because you don't want players to become overpowered, but just leave a sensible mechanic for that. I think, in fact, that the zombies coming from every neck of the woods in order to, when they respond to gunfire, that already is a real, that's your desensitization. That's how you desensitize people from using guns. So, but this is the perfect time to call this video to a close. One, because it's getting to be nighttime. Two, because we've completed our objective. Well, both of our objectives for this day, which one was just to survive, and two, we raided the gun store. We have a lot of stuff to put down. I'm probably gonna have to rearrange things in here. Actually, if I'm completely honest, it's almost time for us to start thinking about a new location, a new place to live. Just after I did all this farming too. But we should get, I hope we get another thing up from farming. Oh, we did get first aid up. Fantastic. I was really hoping we would. Yeah, wow, look at our character. Tortoise 2 is a very well-trained zombie survivor at this point. Let's see, what do we have? What could we work on next? Oh, the farming is the one. I got the multiplier up to 4. The book's almost read. Intermediate farming. Farming for intermediates, whatever it's called. We're almost done with that book. So once we have that up, we'll be able to harvest the other 2 crops. And remember, I only grew 4 total. I only harvested 2 already. And those got me from 0 to 2. So I think these last 2 should get me up to at least 3. And that's going to help when we plant our new set of crops, which I probably should do soon. We'll do some more fishing off camera, making my notes for what I should be doing. So fishing, farming, reading those books, putting all our guns away, and then yeah, we'll just get ready for a huge gunfire episode. I'll load myself up with tons of ammunition, and we'll march out with a bit of food, a bit of drink, and have ourselves a good time. So until then, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.